Hello and thank you for watching. This is Blue Streak TF, back again with Transformers Prime RID Optimus Prime. So, for those of you who didn't see my post back in early to mid-November, I said that I wouldn't be on YouTube for the rest of the year, and shortly after I bought this and was a little bit bummed that I couldn't make a video about it, but now I can. So we're going to take a look at this guy here. First off, we're going to take a look at his packaging. I got him new in the box off of eBay, so that's pretty cool. Sealed. So yeah, anyway, up top we have the Transformers Prime logo. You've got this talking about its glowing battle blaster with your Try Me bubble in there. I'll show that off in a second. And then you got a really nice picture of his truck mode. Robots in Disguise. It's the subline of this line if you're unfamiliar. And then Optimus Prime. He's a Voyager class. Here's from the side, nice picture of Optimus Prime. And then on this side, you have this bio if you want to read it. And then down here you have another picture of Optimus with his technical data if you want to read that. And on the back side you have your product shots, so you know what you're getting if you don't know already. And then down here you have this saying that the Transformers Prime was on TV, The Hub, which is the sticker on here. Hasbro's it was Hasbro's channel TV station, but they shut it down years ago. So yeah, there's the bottom talking about Megatron, sold separately, and there's the top Transformers Prime. Then you can see down the top of the package, and yeah, that's that. Alright, so here we have Optimus Prime. I'm so happy to get a Transformers Prime Optimus. This is my favorite version of Transformers that's not G1. It's Transformers Prime. And I have always wanted Optimus. I've always wanted one. For the longest time, I really wanted the first edition, which would not be bad. Don't doubt me, but honestly, getting this RID figure in hand, it is so awesome. This is a really great figure and gets a lot of unnecessary hate just because it's not the first edition. Just kind of annoying. But yeah, this is a really great figure. There's no paint on the rims, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you do get some really nice silver paint around this thing. Grill could have been picked out in silver, but it's fine. Yeah, you got some nice silver on here with your translucent and blue windshield, and then some nice yellow headlights, some really good riveting detail going on there, some doors, side panels of the truck, smokestacks which are slightly warped. It's kind of a bummer. And you got the back end there with a nice silver trailer hitch and glossy black paint back there. You can talk about that more in robot mode. There is some junk back here, but I don't care. It's not meant to be a display piece. This is meant to be a toy, so it does really well. Forgot to mention this little Autobot logo on there. That's really cool. Here's the underside where you can see his legs and his face. So yeah, this is really good. Accessories wise, he does come with 2 accessories. Comes with this, his battle sword, which is definitely molded to look like the Star Saber, at least in my opinion. Although it's a little bit small. If you don't know what the Star Saber is, you can check out my video on Prima, the Age of the Primes, and you can maybe learn a little bit more about there. I forget if I talked about it at all. I can't remember. Anyway, really nice molded detail in this thing. Just wish it was a little bit bigger or painted. Anyway, so it can store on his truck mode. You've got these 3 ports here. This port on the bottom. So it can go in there, in the hitch, or it can go on either of these side ports, like that. Although it can't be straight, and I've seen some people just put it off to the side. I myself prefer to stick the blade in here and then stick that in so it doesn't stick out too terribly far, and it looks pretty decent, I guess. Then he also does come with this, his glowing battle blaster, which I mentioned earlier. It was packaged just packaged just right in here, like so, like that. Anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of translucent blue plastic on this thing, just a little bit unnerving, I guess. And then you got this big battery pack. This is kind of a dinky accessory. You pull back on this and extends that, which looks kind of cool, and it does light up. It claims that it can light up the whole thing, but it just doesn't. So yeah, that's his glowing battle blaster. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a way to lock in, which would be nice. Oh yeah, and then if you just hold it out like this, and then you just lightly press that, then that turns on the light. So if you don't want to wear out the battery and you want to display them with this, and you have a way to lock it in place, you can. Anyway, so this can store on either of these 3 ports. So we can stick there, stick here, go sideways. I don't know, there's not really a good way to store this that looks elegant, so whatever. And now we have some comparisons to get to. I have a lot of figures that I want to compare this guy with, and we're going to start off with comparing him to all of my different Optimus Primes that I own. So we're going to start off with Combiner Wars. So you can see how they look together. Have this little Legends class Reveal the Shield reissue that I picked up from a dollar store a long time ago. The Legacy, I forget if it was Evolution or United, Core Class Optimus. Have over here the G1 Optimus. I should probably get this over here so you can see how that works out. And then can have the Studio Series 86 Optimus next to him, like so. You can see how that works out. Now, something I saw on the thumbnail of another person's video. So this is not my idea. I don't take credit for it. He was talking about the Beast Hunters Ultra Magnus, which is a remold of this, and he had the Studio Series 86 trailer pinned on it. So I decided to check it out on this Optimus, which, man, this thing looks cool. Like, it almost looks better than on the Studio Series, I'm gonna say. Anyway. And then we also have Kingdom Optimus Primal. I'm not saying he's Optimus Prime, okay, because he's not. He's a different character. I just wanted to compare the truck with the monkey. And we all know which one's better, right? Truck. All right, now I'm going to compare him with all of the Transformers Prime figures I have. Dark Energon Bumblebee. Dark Energon Wheeljack. Dark Energon Knockout. Monkey. The monkey fell over. And Dark Energon Starscream. In case you can't tell, all the other Transformers Prime figures I have, I got in a Dark Energon 4-pack a long time ago. Alright, now we get to the fun part. Yes, I do mean fun. This is really fun. We get to transform him. Oh boy. Okay, so first up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these side panels and we're just gonna pop them out. Because you got this one peg stepped into there. So you just fold it out on that joint, like so. And there you go. I'm kidding. No, he doesn't look like this. This is not a flying truck. Okay, this. I shouldn't make jokes. Anyway. And the instructions tell you to leave it out, but I'm just gonna leave it out here too. So I follow the instructions up until this point. And then when you take this, I like to pinch and pull up, revealing that tab there. And then in here, just push back, because that was clipped right in there, like so. And then just pull that back. And then the instructions tell you to leave this like that, but I like to just go ahead and fold that up, like so. And then this on the same side, pull that little peg out. And then in here, come on, in here, like so. It's pushing on the wrong thing. And then this folds out. And then I like to tuck that up, like so. And then, next you take this, and those two slots were tabbed right into little grooves right in there. Just kind of like that. Anyway. And then take these are on a double joint. So then those pegs will go into those holes. Like so. And then split the legs like that. And then with the feet, just take them, fold them down, rotate them forward, like so. Alright, and then you got his legs done. Now you have the weirdest looking Jerwalk truck ever. If it could even be called that, I don't know. And then, what you want to do is you take the top part, and this all just comes up and pulls off. Then, come to the hood of the truck, and you just split like so. And this section comes out like that. I'll try to do it a little bit slower this time. So this will come out like that. All right. Now, what you want to do is you take these red tabs and you fold them over the side like that. Then fold that out, take this, tuck it up, and it will snap into place. This little notch in that slot there. back, no, slots back here actually. Like that. And then you should be looking something like this. And that's really weird. Anyway, take the hands, fold them out, and then rotate wrist forward. This one kind of rotated accidentally. And then now you got your arms done. Take this grill section, fold all the way around. That will pop up his head. And then take this and just push this whole thing up and back through, and this will snap in, and you take his windshield and you spread it apart like so. And there you have the Transformers Prime RID Optimus in his robot mode. And granted, he doesn't look too accurate to the cartoon. You've got that really big backpack in the way, and then you got these blue forearms, which bug me a little bit because the joint, elbow joint, is right in there. Is that blue plastic? And then there's that gap there. But this is such an awesome figure, and if you're on the fence about buying this, definitely get it if it's in a good condition and the right price and whatever. You will not be disappointed with this. All nitpicks I had about this figure melted away when I got it. This is just awesome. Awesome. I really like this figure. Up here for his head, detail wise, if we can focus. Thank you. Very Transformers Prime head sculpt. And I don't know if you can see it, but he has molded little pupils in his eyes. He does have light piping. And I'll bring out my flashlight so we can check that out here. It's a pretty low setting on my light here. Okay. So yeah, he's got some pretty decent light piping, although the way this works is that it just lights up everything else around it. I'm not a huge fan of light piping, so whatever. Anyway, but yeah, you got some really nice molded detail that you can't see because I'm out of focus. There we go. It's really nice molded detail in here. Yeah, it's really great. I really like how the chest works. I actually like it better than on the first edition, just because it's not a fake piece. Yeah, you got some little bits of yellow there, a little bit of blue. Definitely could have used some more silver paint or maybe some white there. But yeah, the silver paint on his shins looks really nice. That glossy black on his feet looks amazing. It's actually gray plastic, painted black, and then painted silver. So that's kind of interesting. You got some really nice molded detail on the inside of his legs. And he's got some pretty decent hands. And then around the back, you know, kind of has a bit of a backpack. Not very Transformers Prime cartoon accurate, but that's okay. I really like this figure. This figure's awesome. Accessories. Here we have his gun. Here we have his gun, which honestly kind of satisfying. Anyway, so it is able to attach in a couple different places. Right off the bat, it can go right onto his hand, like that, and just fall out. because his hand doesn't hold things very well. Kind of bugs me. But then also that peg is just so short. Look at that. Look at that. Look how short that peg is. He was not meant to hold this gun in his hand. So we can do that. Or you can peg it onto this hole in his arm. Like so. And then extend his arm out. Like that. If you want to. Then you can take these holes here. Oh man, my focus is really bad. It's bugging me. Anyway, take that. Plug it up. Man, it's stiff. Anyway, do like that. And then just do like so. Oh well. And then his sword just goes right in his hand, like that. And then can go into his wrist, like so. But doesn't really have a good place to store. That's one thing that does bug me about this, is that he's got nowhere to store his weapons in robot mode. Anyway, articulation! Please, focus. Okay, you are focused. Okay. For articulation, his head can look up, look down. You don't get much side to side, but it can rotate all the way around. Like so. His shoulders rotate kind of weirdly, so they rotate in. It's kind of weird. Oh, that popped out. Okay. Then go out. Come on. And you have a bicep swivel. You have a elbow bend, which is about 90 degrees. His wrists don't move unless you count that. Anyway, no waist rotation. Now you're thinking, no wrist rotation, no waist rotation. What kind of a toy is this? Let it go, okay? It's good for what it is, okay? Anyway, his hips can kick forward about that far. Then go back about that far, go out that far. Has really good thigh joints. It's a pretty decent knee bend, just over 90. Yeah, it can go out. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. He's got some pretty good ankle tilt. His toes can pivot up, his toes can pivot down, and they can rotate around. All right, that's his articulation. So now we will compare everybody that we showed earlier, but this time in their robot modes. Here he is with all of my Optimus Primes. So you can see I have 6. And here he is with all of my Transformers Prime figures. So as you can see, Bumblebee's missing an arm. And before anybody down in the comments tells me that Wheeljack's arms are transformed wrong, his elbows disintegrated, and this is the only way they can stay on his arms. So... Monkey! Here he is next to the monkey. Optimus Prime was a great character, but... Truck. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. The first one back. First one of the new year. So if you like this video, please like. Leave a thought or something or a question or whatever down in the comments. I can try to get back to you as soon as I can. Yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, just remember Jesus loves you. I'll see you next time. Okay, so me being a slightly forgetful person, I went and I filmed the video and I got it all edited and I got it all uploaded, and then that night I was like, I forgot one comparison. So I'm gonna have to, well, I did delete the video off of YouTube. I'm gonna have to edit these next clips in, then re-upload. Oh well. I don't know how well it'll be worth it because it involves my biggest gripe with this. Transforming this. Anyway. So here he is next to my Lego model. And you can see just kind of how not accurate this is, but then also how it sort of gets the general idea across. I mean, it looked good in my opinion until I got this, and then now it just looks like a pile of trash, especially when they're sitting next to each other. But anyway, let's get to robot mode. Yep, that guy's still a pain in the shorts. But anyway, here's how they look together in robot mode. Yeah, as you can see, this guy is a lot taller, and a little bit broader too, but you know, you can definitely see he has a much more impressive Optimus Prime stance than this guy. He just looks kind of cold and wimpy. Yeah, you can see kind of some of the features here. The legs, you got the wheels there. You got the back here, the wheels and the side panels of the truck. I tried to make everything go in the same places, and I think I achieved that fairly well for the most part. Anyway, that's it for this comparison, and I will see you next time.